Oh, hello, and welcome back to Dressed to Kill, your favorite fashion in action movie podcast. And double welcome to our very first episode of Season 3. We wanted to start Season 3 with a bang, so for the first time ever, Elma and I rushed to theaters to get you out an episode within 24 hours of the release of a new film. So today's episode is a watch-through of the movie The 355 from 2022 that came out today. The 355 is a wealthy and stealthy female-led spy action movie with a star-studded ensemble cast. On this episode, there will be spoilers, there will be many puns, and there will be fashion judgments. We're looking at you, leather hems. Who's that, the fourth Hemsworth brother? Like the hem of pants, you know? We also brought a little more of our personal stories to the table. Hope you love them, hope you relate to them, and hope you continue giving us some good feedback. To see the images of the looks we're talking about in this episode, and to tell us what you thought of the movie or of our podcast, head to our Instagram, @DressedToKillPod, and find us on Twitter @DTKPOD. Enjoy! We're rolling with the homies. With the homies. That sounded like sweet and nice. And I'm like, normally our intro musings are like, just sound like
sweet
hammers.
And nice. Sound like hammers.
We sound like der Hammer. How do you say sound in German? Es Sunten der Hammer.
Oh my God. We need a little German lesson every single time.
I know.
Okay.
For those of you listening, Elma and I learned German in high school.
Welcome to the
and
pod.
Middle school. Welcome to the podcast. We learned German once upon a time many years ago. So, let's jump into it. Oh, first, this is the beginning of our season 3, as you will have heard in the intro.
Yeah.
Episode 1.
Season 3. It's grown.
It's wild. And I
know,
feel like
it's wild.
we keep talking about different shows and movies and things to cover. So like in my head, I'm like season 4, season 3, season 2. Like I have all these other seasons.
Yeah. Of their content.
Right.
I know.
So every time I hear that we're on season 3, I'm like, wait, is it 3 or
4?
Are we on 4?
Yeah.
Do we just do 1? Like, where are we?
Yeah, I know. It's a little bit confusing, but it's crazy that, last year just disappeared. Like
Last year, a crack opened in the earth and 2021 fell through it.
Yeah.
Now that we're in 2022, we can look back and be like, oh yeah, it just fell right into the earth.
Yeah. And
Who
then,
knew?
like, however many episodes of Dressed to Kill later, here we are, season 3.
Someone's going to have to swim into the crack of the earth to bring back
To retrieve
2021
it.
for the histories.
No, it's okay.
Okay, we'll leave it. That's
Bury
fine
it.
also. We'll just leave it.
Hope you guys are all having a good start to the year.
Yeah.
We can't wait to get this season started.
Cannot wait.
I know. And I'm excited that we're talking about like something new and fresh, like literally just came out hours ago.
Yes, we have been wanting to cover a movie like as it releases, and we almost got there for No Time to Die, but we were off season for a reason. Like we also have other lives and jobs going on, and we just couldn't toss it all aside to like make that be an immediate turnaround. So it's nice that we found a movie that like we could.
Yeah. I mean, because we cover mostly James Bond movies that have existed since
Forever.
the dawn of time.
Yeah.
So like they're not new, but this time, yes,
We did have challenges though, because
we
like,
did.
how do you find pictures of those outfits?
Yeah, of new movie, and then only seeing it once, like we can't rewind and pause and all that stuff. So like catching all the details is a little bit tricky, but we're doing our best.
Yeah.
And there is a good amount of fashion in this, just because there's a lot of characters.
Yeah. There's not as many pictures online as I'd like of each outfit. There are a few that I would potentially have chosen, but okay, they'll just be honorable mentions.
Yeah.
We've decided it's unfair to pick an outfit that there's no visual reference
no
of
pictures of
to offer to you guys. So
if you haven't seen the movie, you just wouldn't know what we're talking about. Yeah.
We'll keep those as on men's.
On men's.
Oh, and we should introduce our voices. We have had feedback to say who is who.
Yeah. Some people don't know who's who. Okay.
Starting off season 1 with an appropriate introduction to ourselves. Oh, why don't you give yourself a little intro? I can start or whatever.
Yeah, sure. Wait, Like how?
I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to put you on the spot. I was like, oh wait, I shouldn't just throw that at her. Like maybe she wants to think a minute.
Start. Go for it. Alana, tell us.
Okay. Not that I'm trying to take it over, but so you have time to think.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. This is the voice of Alana. Alana Fickus is my name, and also my last name's never pronounced right, which does not bother me. But you probably heard that, and you were like, Fickus. That's how it goes. Correct. That's how it goes. And I work in media and on film sets and
so many things,
social media and all the things to do with video and photos. I worked as a DP for a while, and maybe since the crash of 2020 might go back to that, but I don't know. I feel like I'm evolving. That's me. That's my intro. I'm that one.
Hi, Alana.
That's what I bring to the table here. An obsession with fashion and industry knowledge.
Yes, absolutely. The industry knowledge girl. This is Alma. I'm Alma, and Alma Valerio.
Oh my God, that's how you pronounce it?
Pretty easy.
It was obvious.
Yeah. And I work in fashion. I have my own lingerie business where I do handmade lingerie for petite women. Have been a long time James Bond fan, so that's why we decided to start this podcast. But just movies in general, and action movies we both love. And, you know, that's why we talk about action movies with great, strong female characters. And
we love fashion. Action movies.
Yes.
Women being badass, if that's an option.
Yeah.
Which it is. It's the 21st century. It's an option.
Yeah. And yeah, so this is our podcast, Dressed to Kill.
Yes.
Welcome for any new listeners.
Yes, welcome. Oh, okay. And a little bit about us. We should maybe mention. There are previous episodes where we've talked about this, but I'm trying to remember that like repeating ourselves isn't bad. We're in a 3rd season already. Like,
yeah, there'll be some new ears.
Yeah. So we met when we were 10. We went to school together, middle school, and immediately bonded over fashion.
Old friends.
And that's why we both speak German. Just to make it full circle. We've been best friends since then, and we found ourselves having phone conversations like at least a couple times a month, being like, what movies have you seen? And then we would just go off on the movie and the fashion and like breaking it down. And
I know,
we're like, we need to make this a podcast. This is really fun.
I know so many movies that we still can't talk about and haven't talked about and haven't seen. Like, we like to save it for the show too. So we're like, if you see a movie, okay, let's talk about it on the show. And then we can't talk about it to each other for
like what is that movie? Don't look up. I just saw Don't Look Up. Elma hasn't yet. Even though we're not recording that movie, we're still like, okay, hold your tongue. Let's hold on.
Wait till we both have seen it and then we can talk.
Oh, by the way, we are considering making IGTV little quickies of reviews of other movies that we just happen to see. If you're into that, please go to our Instagram and let us know. Again, that's at Dressed to Kill. Pod.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that pod?
Season 3, and I'm still getting it poorly.
Way better than I am.
Well, I say it every week, so I hope I'm a little better. Choose my head.
Okay, should we start getting into this movie?
Let's get into it. We watched it last night.
Like maybe how many hours ago? Almost about 12 hours ago we watched it.
Yeah, just about 12. Wow.
Yeah. So we watched 355. 355?
The 355.
The 355.
The 355. Yeah, in the trailer she goes, we have the 355.
And
it's so funny to me. I'm sorry. Please continue, my darling.
The director is Simon Kinberg, who also directed a couple of a X-Men movie, but he's written a bunch. So he wrote a few of, I think, the X-Men movies, the newer ones.
He didn't write this, did he?
He did. Oh. Writer director. He wrote, guess what? Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I know. I was so happy to see that.
Wow. He didn't direct that though, or maybe
no, didn't direct it. Sherlock Holmes, the Guy Ritchie one, the first one.
What?
Yeah. He's been in it and he was in the script department for Charlie's Angels too. So he's been like in the sphere for a while, like in the writer's room.
That's interesting.
And then he produced. How old
is he though now? Not in a
IMDb
bad way.
Says he was born in 1973.
Okay. Well, my mom was born in 53, so does that help?
He's in his 40s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Math is not the forte.
And what else did he do? Yeah, those were the ones that popped up the most. And he actually became friends with Jessica Chastain working on working on, what movie was it? The
Chastain the musical.
Oh my gosh.
Chastain Diddy Belt. The musical.
One of the more serious ones that she was in recently.
Okay.
Like not. The Martian. I think he wrote or produced The Martian.
Cool.
And then she was in it, right? She must have been in it.
I don't know.
And then they became friends. And he pulled her in. Yeah, she was in it. And then he pulled her in for a X-Men movie. Like so they're good friends.
God. When we walked out of the movie yesterday, I thought we were talking about how Jessica Chastain was great, and we were like, she's great in everything. And they're like, wait a minute, no, she's not,
because she does a lot.
I felt like she wasn't great in everything, and then I felt the same way. I was like, oh, it's because she does a lot, and then I was like, I don't think she does a lot. So I realized my perception of Jessica Chastain is like something and its opposite in every category. I'm like, what a strange.
She's the contradictory lady.
Yeah, I was also like, oh, she's one of those celebrities that's not on social media. And then, no, she clearly is. Like, what is my concept of her? A Marriage Story. Her on the red carpet with Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac or Isaacs? Isaac. It's a pet peeve
maybe
of mine
it's
when people
two.
add
I
an
mean,
S.
maybe it's a S. Shit.
Let's find out.
Oscar Isaac.
It is an actual pet peeve of mine when someone adds or subtracts an S from a last name. You know how people do that?
No S. Yeah.
No S. Okay. Correct. Oscar Isaac. That moment of them on the red carpet, that is my memory of Jessica Chastain.
I know, me too.
That will forever be my core memory of this redheaded beauty.
That's a good memory. So cute.
So back to the movie.
Yes.
So they're friends. That's great.
Yeah, they're friends. And how this movie started was because she pitched to him. Did you see she's a producer on this?
Yes.
Yeah. So she pitched to him. She's like, I want to do this female spy movie. Let me tell you about it. And he's like, okay.
So I assume just like an idea she gave him.
Exactly.
And he fleshed it out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very
but she
cool,
doesn't have a story credit, I don't think.
No. Yeah. I was going to say, I don't know how much involvement in like that part or, but she brought him the story and the idea. Which I thought was awesome. Cute. I love like
Very
friends
cool.
working together and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what she was like on set by any means. Obviously I wasn't there, but based on images, she's like, seems to be always around. So I feel like she seemed to be a fairly hands-on producer, which I love. Because a lot of times celebrities will just sign on and like, they'll be like, I trust you. Okay, bye. See you.
Just the name attached kind of
thing.
thing.
I'll come by on set like twice and that's it.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but it's also cool when they're like invested.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like she's more invested in this one.
Yeah.
And this is his like second feature that he's directed. I think the first one was the X-Men Dark Phoenix, I believe.
God damn, I need to, when it comes to these superhero movies, whether it be Marvel or otherwise, there have just at this point been so many, like flooding, and they remake them all the time, and their names are always similar.
Dude,
but not
the Spider-Man ones, like the new ones, the names Homecoming, Far From Home, On My Way Home, Back Home, like fucking difficult
Home
for me.
Alone,
like
Homeward Bound,
Spider-Man Homeward Bound.
Shit. Spider-Man Homeward Bound and Spider-Man Home Alone and Spider-Man Home Alone 2.
Yes.
Can't forget. Wait, what's the third Home Alone called?
Home Alone 3.
Spider-Man Home Alone Lost in New York City.
That's the second
Something
one.
like
that.
Wait, now I need to know some more. Spider-Man Home for the Holidays.
But those confuse me so much.
Yeah. I get that. I really, all of this, if you don't have like a strong connection to a certain part of it, like I very well may have seen these movies and now I really want to see the one that he directed, but I don't know, maybe I already have.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I already have.
Also, not to downplay, I love the Marvel movies. It's just like, it's a lot.
It is a lot
at this point.
Yeah.
And the storylines, like it's all the comics coming to life and I haven't been reading them for 2 decades. I've just been now coming into it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So, cool. Spider-Man Homeward Bound.
Okay. And then, so the costume designer for this movie is Stephanie Colley. Stephanie Colley, who has
Talk about
done
Homeward Bound. Dun, dun.
Colley.
Arf, arf.
Took me a second.
Deep cut.
Yeah. She did stuff like Hitman's Bodyguard, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, which I just discovered as a movie. I mean, I knew of Hitman's Bodyguard, but I didn't know they had a second one called Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
I remember when that came out, it was whoever I was dating at the time wanted to go see it. And the images all look really serious. And I was like, is it meant to be a joke, or are they not so sharp? Or, and that's the same way I felt watching it.
She's done like Wrath of Man, that one of the recent Guy Ritchie movies that I actually just watched like last month.
What happens in that one?
Very mediocre.
Oh, okay.
Is what happens in that one.
Wrath
it's about
of
like a Brinks trucks heist, like a security truck heist.
Yes, I saw that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Guy Ritchie.
I do too.
Yeah, I know you like it.
I'm like, yeah. But
You're the bigger fan. I will bow it down to you.
I wasn't expecting much from it, and I thought it was a mediocre Guy Ritchie movie.
Can I say an anecdote about Guy Ritchie?
Yeah.
I feel like I have permission for us to be speaking more openly about ourselves, because I've had the feedback I've heard from my friends and people who know me about our podcast is that we could share a little more about ourselves.
Personal.
Yeah, and I realized like, oh, it's true. In our first 2 seasons, we are a little less about that. So let us know on
granted.
our Instagram. Thank you. Or on our Twitter at DTKPOD. Got it right that time. If you would like us to hear more talking about ourselves, or if, cut to the chase. But Guy Ritchie, I have an anecdote about Guy Ritchie. I once, during 2020, I had a friend who had a Zoom birthday, and it was like, we're all going to watch this movie together, but via Zoom. Yeah. So like everyone physically in their apartment is watching together. It was probably like Netflix Play or something. So like they were all synced up.
I love that.
Yeah. But then we were all on Zoom. We just had to like mute ourselves so that there wasn't like an
audio
insane echo, because a few times people didn't. And there's like so many people, there's like 12 people on the Zoom not muting themselves. And I was like, I will kill myself. I'll kill myself tonight. Like,
the echo.
You need to mute your damn thing. And this isn't a close friend of mine, and I didn't know any of the mutuals, so I couldn't be like, y'all, just mute your fucking self. I had to be like, that's fine. Also, there were some celebrities, like it was like an LA group I'm in, so like there were people I was like, I really can't say that to this
excuse me,
group.
Madonna, can you just
Madonna,
mute
your fucking Zoom mic. I can hear you breathing. Shut it down.
Echoing 12 times.
Yeah.
Okay. So
this was going on, and we watched The Gentleman.
Oh,
Guy Ritchie. It's called Gentleman, or The Gentleman.
The Gentleman.
The Gentleman.
Yeah.
We watched that, and although that's a great movie and it was appropriate for a birthday movie for this friend, it's like a terrible movie to watch while you're hanging out with a group of talkative friends on Zoom, where like the voice is all kind of like, they fade out and the other one comes in late, so you can't quite hear what everyone's saying that well, and they're talking over each other, and everyone's internet connection's a little different, so like the reaction time is totally different. So like we were muted, but we had headphones, so we were listening to what they were saying, and we were also speaking our reactions occasionally to like not hearing the TV, and just like, oh my God. The Guy Ritchie movies are so quick, especially that one.
Yeah.
And to watch that with like, but like layered 6 times over itself at the same time was just like, I can't.
Fuck you all.
Yeah. And then the accents in the movies, I was like, I don't even know what the main character's name is anymore.
Yeah.
Like I can't. So wonderful attempt.
I love that movie, by the way. I actually really like it.
It's great when you watch it like sitting one place with your ears open, no one's talking, enjoying it.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yes. That sounds like the way to do it.
That's definitely the damn way to do it. And it was a fun hang. It just became really quickly apparent that like, don't watch the movie, which is hard. I love that movie. I love movies. And I'm like, I want to watch it, but I can't.
Yeah. It's more of a social thing at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, fun though. Okay. Should we get into the outfits? I don't know what other pre stuff there is to cover about this. Oh, maybe we just I can say what the 355 means.
Yes,
you know?
Oh yes, she almost told me off mic, and I was like, hold it, baby girl.
She mentioned that in the trailer, which we just rewatched before this, but 355 Agent 355 was the first female spy during the Revolution under George Washington, during the American Revolution, and was part of the Culper Ring. Culper, C-U-L-P-E-R. I guess
Culper
that was a
ring.
It's a network of spies in during the Revolutionary War.
What?
There's probably some movies on that.
I was just going to say there need to be.
Or there should be, yeah.
First of all, there should be a movie about the actual 355 woman. I wonder if that's what she was pitching.
Yeah. Oh, and then it turned into this?
Yeah.
Maybe. There should be, though. Anyway, that would be...
I've never even heard of the Culper
I
ring.
know, right?
It sounds like The
So
Conjuring.
cool.
It's like some horror movie that's going to come out next Halloween.
Yes, and this is 1778. So imagine like the spy tactics and shit that they had to...
Wait, 1776 is when we signed the Declaration of Independence. So
Independence?
we were a country then. America was a country then, right? Isn't that kind of when it was like, now we a country, baby? So 1778 would have been like, that's when she started, or how much information?
That was when the network was formed.
The Culpies.
Yeah, but it was, I mean, she died in, well, it says died after 1780, which is 2 years later.
Which also makes you wonder, like, how so though? Like, if she's a spy, did she get murdered?
Murdered or captured? I don't know.
Or, you know, old. Was she an 80-year-old spy?
Yeah, she was.
Not that everyone died at 80 then, but you know.
But
maybe that's why. Maybe they're like, well, if we were going to do it the way it is, it's not very spicy. She was 80. She was a spy, but she sat
they
at
only
home
lived
and she
till
was 80.
they lived till like 30 back then anyway.
Well, some people lived to 80. Do you know what I heard? Well, okay, I could be wrong about this, but what I heard was a debunking of that statistic is that the reason the average age was so young is because so many more people died as infants and like died younger. Like,
like birth.
Yeah, the percentage of people dying from 0 to 5 was way higher, and the percentage of people dying at 30 was higher. But not there were still like people
everyone
who lived,
was dying at 30.
Yeah, maybe not to like 100, but like 80 and stuff. It's just that the average got pulled down. That makes massively.
Sense. Actually, very much makes sense.
I heard that and I was like, my fucking high school teachers.
I know.
Lying to me.
I know. You can. And it's just that stats doesn't tell you everything, you know?
It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Also, how fun it is to blame your high school teachers who also didn't know.
Yeah.
You should have known. If you were going to teach me, you should have
done the fucking research.
You should have put on a study and done it yourself.
You should have Googled in the ancient times of Google.
You should have pre-2006 Googled things.
Anyway,
before Google.
What I didn't explain yet is that this was a code name for the female spy because they didn't want, you know, they say in the movie, they didn't want the people to know that it was a woman. You know, so her real identity is unknown. So maybe there's just not so much information, you know, but someone can make a story that sounds great.
What I need to know in my bones is why 355.
Also,
also, like, why even a 3-digit number? Like, clearly 007 is 3 digits, but like, where does that come from? Even is they just have that many agents that they want to do that, or I don't even know where these numbers come from. Who's like agent one?
Yeah,
I guess it'd be 001. And 355, does that mean she's the 355th?
No, I don't think so.
Where
this is something.
Does 3 mean like the floor you're living on? I live on the 3rd floor, and I'm the 55th.
It's my address. You know where to find me. There were like 2 buildings with 3 floors back then.
Yeah, Ian Fleming was like, "Oh, we can have him live on the 7th down." So perfect. His address is 007. Great, that'll be his name.
Hey, this movie also had a James Bond reference, which I loved. Yeah.
Do you remember it?
They were.
Yes, I remember it.
Oh, tell me. I don't remember how it starts.
She says, they're talking about relationshipy stuff, and she's like, 007 always gets the girl, or something like that, and she goes, 007 always ends up alone.
Yes.
Something all serious. And then Jessica Chastain's like, and her eyes just like slowly shift downward. Like, okay, well, you're right.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm sure we've mentioned it, but there will be spoilers.
Yes.
And there will be blood.
Yes.
So keep your napkins handy.
I was gonna make a period joke, but okay.
Oh, please. I invite period jokes. It is a thing of principle for me that we should de-awkwardize periods.
I agree.
I don't even think they're shameful anymore, but they're still awkward. And I'm like, okay, pooping can be awkward, but like a period is not that. Anyway,
damn. Okay, do we go with our outfits?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna try to be. Let's just fully introduce this. This is a brand new season. So the structure of these watch throughs, we call them watch throughs, is we each pick, if there are 2 of us, 5 outfits, 5 looks from the movie, and we try to go through them chronologically that are our favorites and talk about them, whatever, that love. And then at the end of the episode, we do a keep and a kill from the film. So like an outfit that we as a person individually would want in our closet right now, and an outfit that we would cut out of the movie entirely.
Yes. Keep and kill.
And every single time we're like, fun. It's so hard.
It's hard and it's shocking and it's fun.
So fun.
And it's a little brain exercise for my fashion mind.
Yeah, and it's so hard, especially this one, because there aren't pictures. Like I had so many thoughts of what I would pick, and then I went online to like confirm it.
Yeah. Good luck.
And it's an action movie, so like by just seeing it on screen, it's moving so fast.
Yeah. No.
I feel like the keep and kills don't have to have an image to go with them, but we post on our Instagram our top picks are like 5 and 5, and those I feel like should have images. Okay, so who do we think is chronologically first?
You maybe? I don't know.
Okay.
Do you have? I have no idea.
I feel like I might pick different ones if I could like look through the film and like pause it.
Oh,
take a picture.
That's a different story. I might also.
But this is really an exercise in what stands out in a movie.
Yeah,
because we're watching it immediately.
Because we just watched it once
real quick.
And what do you remember?
Okay, so I'm starting with, I believe this is chronologically first, Penelope Cruz's striped top in Morocco. Listen, I'm trying
to remember it.
Oh, I'll pull up a picture. I loved her blazer earlier. There were
yeah.
I felt like for her, there were a lot of looks I liked for her. I mean, there were some I didn't like, but personally, I felt like they're great for the character. But there were a lot I really liked. They're all really similar, and I just mostly thought she wears clothes so well.
Oh
that,
yeah,
like,
she
that's
looks
why
great and pulled together.
Yeah, I'm like, if you put that on me, probably sucks.
Okay, cute. I see it.
It's specifically the top. They're mostly like close-ups of her in it, so I wasn't really concerned with the pants, although technically I'm picking the outfit, and I don't love white pants.
Oh, really? Yeah, the white pants. Okay, do you want to describe the look?
Yeah, the striped top, it's a button down, but there's something different about the cut of it, and that's what I liked, and I felt like it's worth mentioning.
Okay.
If you have this picture, this is a little closer up of
let's
it.
See.
It's like thin.
It looks
light
like
blue
linen
stripes
or
on white.
Something like something softer, the material.
And it's up and down stripes. There's a word for that.
Vertical.
It's vertical stripes, but then right along what's the word for this? Not the collar, but this part.
Placket.
The placket. So that's the bit of fabric that the buttons are on, straight down the center. On the placket, the stripes are horizontal. Mm-hmm. And the collar was really small and thin, but still there. So not like those like priest vibes of like no collar collars. Like there's still a collar, but it was like really, I don't know, tidy. Yeah. And it being linen, but also having this like really tidy cut. And even though she was wearing it throughout the film, it didn't, sometimes linen kind of has this overly wrinkled look that looks cool. It didn't have that in a way that I liked.
It's a little bit cleaner. Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought like it took my attention because I don't often see a button down like that, and I'm often like kind of bored of button downs, but this button down I was like, oh, I could be into that.
Mm-hmm. Cute. Okay,
so that's basically the reason I picked it.
Okay. Let me think. I'm trying to to be honest, I didn't remember her outfit in that scene.
Well, she's like hiding in a good portion of it.
Yeah. And I love her character too. She's very sweet and cute. And
she's wonderful.
I mean,
I love her playing that too.
Me too. Yeah.
Something different.
Yeah, which is nice to see because you see like, these strong women who are like kicking ass and beating up men and shooting guns and shit. And then there's the techie one who does a lot more of the thinking
Still doing
stuff.
The badass
also,
stuff.
Yeah.
I love the Spice Girls vibe to it, that they all had their own thing.
Yeah. And Penelope Cruz is a therapist and a mother and doesn't want to be a part of all this action and stuff, but she gets pulled into it. And
I love that they did proper like variety and everything. Oh,
exactly.
I could go off. I think another reason I love this top, now that I'm looking at photos, is there's a moment where she's leaning on a wall, and I feel like Penelope Cruz just makes leaning on walls look incredible.
I mean, she looks great.
Vicky Cristina Barcelona, I'll never forget when she leans on a wall in that movie.
I love that movie. Well,
do you know
she's great.
The moment I'm talking about?
Is it? Yes. Yes. She just did a
I did a
camera clicking motion.
I did.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like it's iconic. Like, I don't have any other moments in my head of people leaning on walls except Penelope Cruz.
Her
looking
hair
freaking
was amazing.
awesome. Like, when I lean on a wall, I know it doesn't look good because I've tried doing photo shoots, like where I like set up like a self-portrait, leaning on a wall. I'm like, I can model and pose with a wall. Okay. No, I can't. It looks shit. She's got a skill.
Okay, my first outfit is, and
I know, I feel the same way.
Okay, I have like, it's a love and hate for me, this one. I'll tell you why. So
yeah, I hate the white pants, so it's kind of similar to me.
Okay, yeah. So I actually like this whole outfit. It's Jessica Chastain's Morocco outfit, the beige.
I was thinking, for the same reason I have a love-hate,
and
I was thinking about picking that instead.
I can't wait to hear your, okay, so I love it because it's, the suit is gorgeous. It's like beige or blush. It's hard.
I think it's more beige than
beige.
Blush.
Okay, so it's a beige suit with peak lapels, like
beautifully
cut. And she wears like that Humphrey Bogart style like hat, like very on the nose. Casablanca, they're in Morocco. I was like, it's so cliche. But if you take it out of that scene, I'm like, it's a great outfit.
Have you been to Morocco?
No.
Do you see? I haven't either.
I mean,
I was gonna be like, maybe, but like, do you see people wearing that though? Because I think you might.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but it feels cliche because of like the movie Casablanca and just like other movies that have referenced it or photo shoots. Like it's, you know, like fashion shooty. It feels like it feels kind of like deliberate. But she looks great.
I still think it's not out of
place.
It's not like so extreme like animated. Like it still feels realistic. That's freaking word.
No, you're right.
It still feels realistic that a person
still feels
would wear
realistic.
This. Especially her, because she's like suit jacket queen.
Yeah.
Sooty queenie.
Yeah. I mean, it looks great. I think the colors are great for the setting. And she with her red hair looks fantastic. Although I think she had a wig on that scene.
She had a hat on.
Yeah,
I feel like the hat. Okay, my feelings about it are, one, the suit definitely looks cut well. It's pretty, but I feel like the texture could have been something different.
Oh, I like the texture.
Okay, but I didn't like the texture.
It doesn't have peak lapels. I'm looking at it now, and it doesn't.
Okay.
This is how I'm remembering it, you know? Like my mind filled in the blanks of it must be peak lapel. Anyway, go ahead, continue.
Well, to me, I feel like if you're wearing a suit in Morocco or in like some warm climate like that, like it looks from the pictures, it probably is a lighter version of this, but it looks like kind of a typical suit material.
I know, I'm just noticing that too.
I don't love in a place like Morocco, especially like you said, because it is a little cliche of a look. Mm-hmm. I kind of wish it was a little like, because it felt like they all had the outfits that they are wearing because it's Morocco. Like this is the thing we're wearing because we're in Morocco. Yeah. And they're like smart. They do this kind of shit a lot. So this is what they're wearing. And I felt like, so it could have been nice if she was a little more that way. But in my
I agree
opinion,
with you there. Like, I mean, it could have been I was going to say it could be a linen suit, but like, again, I think it's okay.
But it doesn't read as linen, which is maybe more important.
I'm saying like it should have been.
Have been.
Yeah. Like it should have been, or could be.
Or something
but
lighter.
It's not.
You can have structure with a lighter kind of texture.
I like that it looked worn still. Like it didn't look like so sharp and clean all the time. Like contrasted to like what Fan Bing
Fan
wears like later
on. I had it
on,
backwards
which is
for a minute, so I know.
You know, they trick you sometimes.
Yes,
sometimes it's credited the other way.
Yes, they do.
Asian first name, last name thing. You know, it depends how you say it.
Is it a Chinese thing? Because in Japan, do they do that backwards?
Well, in Japan, you introduce your last name first. Murakami Eruma is how I would say it.
For y'all that don't know, Elma is Japanese.
Yeah, my name is Elma Valeria, but I am fully Japanese.
She's married. Let me clarify.
Married in French means shit.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Or good luck if you're a
mean
stage performer. So
yeah, that's what I meant.
That's what you meant.
That's what I meant.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so in Japanese you do pronounce it that way, but if you you say it with your last name first. But in most movies, in like Japanese actors are credited the first name first, last name last.
What about Korean? Do you know? I've been watching a Korean dating show.
You know, I'm not sure.
And I hope I'm not alone. But they, you know, the like I'm trying to find the way to say this. First of all, Elma and I both grew up in Hawaii, so we have a heavy Asian influence.
Yeah,
so
lots of
we're not
Asians.
speaking. I'm not speaking fully out of my ass, but I don't know as much about Korean culture as I do Japanese, for example. And they seem to say the word that is respectful to the person, where you're like saying like Elma-san or chan or whatever, like the formalizing word that you add to a name. Yeah. I guess it's more like a Mr. Mrs. type of thing. They seem to have that, like, you can know someone fairly well and still have that.
Oh yeah.
And
Like,
that comes at the beginning of the name, like our Mr. Mrs. whatever. And that part is very confusing to me. It's so
I see.
confusing, but I don't know if, I guess the point I was getting to, I don't know if they say that part and then the last name first name, or if that part then the first name last name.
I don't know either.
But they say it like almost like it's hyphenated, like the name comes real quick in 2 bits.
Yeah.
So whichever one they're saying out loud. Oh my God, we need to call a friend. Anyway,
We will call a friend.
we will. So that episode is done. That outfit is done.
You're number 2.
Oh, wait, about the hat, I was going to say,
Yeah.
I've always had a love for hats. I went to millinery
love hats.
course once, which is like learning how to make hats.
I forgot that. Dude, no wonder you love hats.
CSM. Yeah.
Shit.
I love hats.
I was like, why? You're always like, let me put a hat with it. I'm like, yeah, I don't need it. Like
Gosh.
outfits.
Am I like a hat queen in that
You
way?
are,
I didn't even know.
Like,
Wow.
yeah.
Very cool. Well, I feel like I've struggled though to like really notice. I don't think hats come as naturally to me as a lot of other fashion or art things. I love them, but like noticing the slight detail differences in them has been less of my strength. Except like when I went to that course, I started paying more attention, and so I've been slowly building more and more.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have a sharper eye for hats now. Also, by the way, if I was like a millionaire and I had days off where I could do whatever and have obviously creative projects, because that's what we love, I would be doing because hat making.
Oh my God, that sounds
to make it by
fun.
hand is so expensive.
Yes,
like
it
your
seems
hat's
so.
gonna cost like $500. Easy.
Love watching those like Stephen Jones millinery. Like
They're insane.
Those
He's like just the block,
couture.
the like head shaped block.
Yes.
That alone is like
It's such
so
a
damn expensive.
round 3-dimensional thing. I mean,
It's
all
so fun.
fashion
And
is,
it's
but-
really like hardware.
Yeah.
Which I know you and I both love. Like we love the, what do you call it? The craft of making something.
Yeah.
But especially when there's a little bit of grit to it. Which fucking hat, you're like, your fingers are going to get singed and disgusting if you're hat making, which I love.
Cool. And hat making too, there's so much like hardware,
Tangible.
but structure. Like there's so much forming and like
Yes.
it feels like molding things into shape, like
It's like-
sculpting.
Yes.
Almost.
It's
which
like
is really cool.
sculpting fabric.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
And then put some adornments on it. All the fun things.
I can never pick with the adornments. I'm always like, I could do
Damn.
7 different ways, and then I just don't put anything.
That's how Chanel started it too, was making hats first.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. That makes me feel
Cute.
really cool. And a little bit more.
You should. Okay, so
But
welcome to
speaking
our
of her
hat talk.
Welcome to our hat episode.
Haps.
I don't.
Yeah.
Too many today. It's on the mind. So her hat in that, I felt like that hat just looks kind of like, I mean, it's modern in some ways, but it also looks kind of too old in some ways. And I kind of wish they had a more like updated look to that style of hat.
That's how I feel about this whole movie, though, to be honest.
Really? You know what? I might agree.
Okay, we'll go through the outfits and I'll be like, this feels like from 3 years ago. Like,
it probably
it was
from 3
yeah,
years ago.
Like, I think they probably, it feels
But this hat, I
a
feel
little,
like
okay.
the updated version
older.
of this hat has been around for probably like 7 years.
Yeah, the hat
so.
specifically. Yeah.
But I hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Okay, next look. Sorry,
Number
let's
2?
get through it. My number 2 is, I wrote Diane Morocco outfit. Listen, it was so hard to pick outfits, but I was like, I'd wear it.
That was originally my first outfit. Yeah.
We were just like pinballing back and forth. Diane Kruger. What's her character's name? German girl. What's her character's name?
Marie.
Oh yeah. When they
Marie
say it at the
Schmidt.
end, I was like, is that the first time I've heard her name?
No, they say it earlier.
Well,
yeah.
that
Because
goes to
hers was
show.
the only name I know. I was like, I know her full name. What's everyone else's full names?
Oh, that's very funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
Marie Schmidt.
Well, anyway, Marie Schmidt, her Morocco outfit was just like a black muscle tank
Yep.
and black jeans
Yep.
and black
Black
boots. but it all fits nice. It looks rad.
To be specific, black, slightly destroyed, faded black jeans, like, and they're tight.
I don't love how faded they are.
I know me. Oh, okay. I like the faded, but I don't like the tears or the fit.
No.
I don't like the destroyed, and I don't like the tight.
I don't like how skinny they look.
Yes, exactly. The skinny, which is also, 3 years ago.
Although, to be a costume designer, you got to be at the forefront a little, because it's going to take a while for the movie to come out. You want it to feel fresh, and I feel like this might feel 3 years ago, but it probably feels even more like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And so
I feel like already a little behind.
The excuse is kind of gone when it feels that much.
Yeah, I agree. Jeans is a hard one because the cuts and fits change quite often.
Well, kind of all of it's a hard one in that way.
Same. Yeah.
I feel like what I will say is I think everything really fit the characters, and the fact that they're not like up to date with the fashion also worked with the characters.
That's true. Yeah.
So I don't hate it for that reason, and they all look good. Like they all have the quality version, or like the kempt. What word is that?
Yeah, sure.
Like a kempt or unkempt version of this, like whatever goes with the character,
or
they had
it fits
accurately. So I will say that, but it all did feel a bit old.
But yeah, I also liked that outfit. I would wear it.
Yeah.
And
I'd wear it today.
I would. Okay, should I tell you my second?
Yeah,
it's Diane Kruger again. It's the red jumpsuit.
You through our trying not to mention outfits, you have casually mentioned that
only
outfit
that
like
one
4 times. And only that one, and I'm like, I know what Elma's picking.
Yeah.
Also, check her fucking cleavage in that
dude,
outfit.
I couldn't stop looking at her boobies. I
didn't even know she had such boobs.
I know. So I was trying to figure out
girl.
Exactly.
Send them my way.
I'm like, yeah, okay. How do you achieve that? It's probably
yeah. Okay.
Like,
how do you achieve
there's
that?
no bra. It's not the structure.
It could be a bra. It could be the kind that go low.
It could be, but I think it could be boob tape.
Either way,
for sure.
There's
got to be some tape. And then it could be the low ones that push from the sides in. But it looked great. Her boobs look fantastic.
I literally didn't know she had such boobs.
Yeah. Also. Yeah. And
Shock.
that jump. Okay, so to describe it, it's like a rich dark red velvet jumpsuit, tank straps with a plunge neckline. That beautiful cutout neckline that I love.
Yeah, what is that? Like with a little like extra V
like
in the middle.
It's a split V, but it's
a split V.
Yeah.
A split V. Okay. Dude, fashion terms.
Oh my
Has somebody
God.
made a sex book about fashion terms? Because there are so many.
Talking about this.
Wait, you and me?
No, the gaping, because I use the term gaping in bra cup making all the time, and she's like, I hate that word.
Yeah, it's really. I feel like the internet has ruined that for me.
And then like this split V neckline. Yes, okay, all the things.
That would be a really funny, cute coffee table book, though. We should make it for Dress to Kill. Okay. Sell it at Urban Outfitters. Done.
The fashion dictionary with all the naughty.
We'll figure out what the angle is. Something sex and fashion.
Cute. So yes, it's a beautiful.
Or we just call it sex and fashion.
I love it. Sex and fashion. Tank straps, kind of like a wide leg pant, and the back has some interesting detail too. Yeah. Anyway, I know this brand. I was like,
what brand is it?
It's got to be Galvan, London.
You knew it off the cuff?
Yes, because of that neckline, that fucking neckline. It's a one that they do a lot. Yeah, signature. There you go. It's a signature look, and I think they repeat this. They repeat this cut a lot, but like in different fabrics.
Yeah,
velvet isn't maybe the one that I would have chosen.
Know. I know you, girl.
Yeah, but it's pants, and I love pants. And
hashtag it's pants.
It's pants. It's the pants. It's pants. Anyway, that's my second look.
I love it. I love it for the character.
Yes.
I also, though, now that you've mentioned it, it does feel kind of old.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Damn.
Like, it was such a trend from like a couple years ago.
And I feel like it's more like 5 years.
Yeah.
I have to whisper. She still did a great job, but
because,
I gotta say, I am feeling that.
Yeah.
What I love about that, though, is I feel like it is perfect for that character. She was for sure going to wear some kind of pant.
Mm-hmm. I don't think she would wear dresses.
I just think it was so
It was appropriate.
So
It worked.
aligned. Like all the details and what that garment offers for her. Love it.
Yeah. I love how they just pull guns out of nowhere all the time, like in their outfits.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Yeah.
I don't know, but cool. Magical pocket somewhere.
Like when Penelope pulled a gun out from in her pants strap in the last scene, in
waistband.
her like belt waistband. Yeah. She gets off the elevator and there's two people on the elevator, like civilians.
With her, yeah, civilians. Yeah.
She walks off and then she slowly takes the gun. I was thinking like they just saw her walk away, so now they have seen that she has a gun there.
Yeah.
And they're just like, all right.
Yeah.
Like what?
Also, no one hears gunshots in the hotel room. Like
no one hears
crazy.
a floor explode out of the I think they do hear it. They just don't go toward it. They go away.
Okay.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I wondered about that. I was like, how they
There's
talk
some-
about like
there's
how
some
much
others.
money it costs to do, not to make these movies, but like in the field, if this were your job, like you have to find a balance between getting the job done and like how much damage you're doing to get the job done. Like it needs to be the ends need to justify the means.
Yeah.
And in those cases, I'm like, I guess this would ruin the whole world. So in this case, technically it does, but like they were so quick to be like, we'll blow out the floor. Like
With
is
like
that
the
normal that
biggest
you would
explosions ever.
be allowed to do that at like one of the fanciest hotels in China? That I don't. Okay.
I know.
It is what it is. These are the moments that made me, I liked the movie. I really liked it. I fucking hope they have a sequel because I think there is a gaping hole in the market for movies like this. Not only female action movies, but oh my God, I could go off on this. But like a female, what do you call it when it's a group of people? There's a film word for this.
Oh,
and I forgot.
ensemble?
An ensemble, like an ensemble, female ensemble action movie. Huge gaping hole in the market for that, and I am the audience that wants it. So like fill that hole, bring it through. Let's have more of this. So I absolutely want a sequel, but I think it wasn't like a perfect movie.
Yeah,
and there are things that like I'm kind of, I don't know. I was thinking maybe the writing wasn't that good. But to hear this guy's written all these other things, I'm like, well,
I know.
Has he gotten a little, like, was it just kind of rushed? Or like, is it the fact that he directed something he wrote? Because sometimes people can struggle with that if it's a lot to take on.
Could be, yeah.
Or not to blame it all on him. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of different cooks in the kitchen. Like, I'm not trying to like point fingers, but something was
one other co-writer, and it was a lady named Teresa something.
Mother Teresa. I've heard of her.
Mother Teresa. She wrote some TV shows.
She loves this.
Like Law and Order and stuff.
She loves 355.
Yeah, Mother Teresa.
Like, I know that lady back in the day. Part of the Strumble group. What was the group called?
The Culper.
The Strudel Culpers.
Culper Ring.
The Culper Ring. I knew that girl, so I got to write this story.
Teresa Rebeck.
Mother Teresa Rebeck.
Oh, did she do Catwoman? Wait.
Oh, wait. Which Catwoman? The 90s Catwoman? Wait, new one?
No, the later one, the Halle Berry one. Sorry,
that's what I'm saying,
new.
Halle Berry.
Yeah, wait.
Have you seen that?
No, but
As
I
an
know
adult?
No, I know it's bad.
It is nearly unwatchable.
That bad. She wrote the story.
If you rewatch it as an adult, I'm not saying it's on her because first of all, it's on everyone that made it.
Yeah.
First of all.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that's almost fun to watch because it's like really bad.
Okay.
But it's hard to watch just by yourself. Like you need to have like a glass of wine and a friend or something
Zoom
to like
call with 12 friends and
you
echoes.
Need that would be a perfect movie to watch on a damn Zoom birthday. Because you just like, you're playing the whole time. Yeah. This is a fun game.
Okay.
Nothing really makes sense in it. Damn. Including the wardrobe. And I honestly wanted us to cover it someday because it's just like, what? The first time I rewatched it, that was what stood out to me most were like the things she was wearing, especially when they had I don't know if you remember this, she's like ugly duckling in the beginning.
No.
And she has a transformation. And
I love a transformation, but man, okay.
No, not a 90s cliche transformation. This is probably the worst transformation thing I've ever seen. What they had her wearing in the beginning of the movie, she walks into a room and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? This was the movie? I believed this. I don't. I'm glad
Now
we were
I'm
that
curious.
age because that we probably enjoyed it at that age. And if we were a little older, we probably wouldn't have.
That's so funny.
Sorry, I feel like I'm shitting on a lot of things. It's still enjoyable and fun, and you learn from it, and then you improve the future.
I think you can shit on Catwoman, Halle Berry version Catwoman.
Just a little. I mean, her attitude in the parts that are good is good.
Yeah. Her attitude.
All right, well, let's move on.
What's your third outfit?
My third outfit is from that same scene. It's Jessica Chastain's green dress.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Again, it felt a bit
old.
But I love that color. I love its floor
color.
length.
Gorgeous color.
I think what the costume designer I think did so well, I'm kind of repeating myself, is I really think she did the costume design for characters well. Like what is really the role of a costume designer? Like encapsulating, getting the characters, telling the emotional story of these people and their arc and everything through wardrobe. I think she absolutely did fantastically.
Yeah.
Although, all of it felt a little stale. And as you know, we talk about Bond movies, we know it's really important that these types of movies are aspirational in like a wealth way as well.
Yeah.
So you kind of need things to feel like
luxury,
like just beautiful. Like you need them to feel like at the forefront, or like so classic, like timeless, or really fresh, and these didn't feel super timeless and they didn't feel super fresh.
Exactly.
And I'm like, for these kind of movies, you kind of need that.
Yeah. Definitely gorgeous color. I don't know.
I didn't stayed up when she fought. Like,
oh yeah,
what?
I know.
No way.
Also,
I wonder how many times her boobie popped in shooting.
It's a strapless gown.
Oh yeah,
floor
did we
length
mention
strapless gown that's probably like a chiffon, like very lightweight, but
it's
layers and layers. Yeah.
Maybe corsety in the strapless part, which would help with it being held up.
It has to be somehow, but still, it would.
Chastain's got boobs. It's not like if I wore that, I have petite breastes. It would probably stay up better. But like she's doing all kinds of stuff in that, and I'm like, it's really easy to pop at that size.
Because she has a proper fight scene in this whole outfit.
Proper fight scene, proper rack, improper shape of dress.
Outfit.
But that makes me like it even more. In Paloma in No Time to Die, the way that she fights in that dress, where you're like, impossible. Oh my God, possible.
Oh my God, possible.
That's why I love this
like
dress.
Moving magic though. Like
that dress was like
fucking poetic and beautiful.
I was gonna say it was poetry.
Yeah.
An action sequence in that dress by that character.
Yeah.
That's poetry.
This one, I was a little bit more worried about her heels getting caught in the hem of the dress.
Oh my
I was
gosh,
paying attention more to like, but she's doing like those Krav Maga moves where like you like, the leg around the neck and like, but in that fight scene, I loved, the fight choreography in this was interesting because
I thought it was great.
I thought it was great too. The women are utilizing all the things around them, like a lot of Chinese fighting style stuff happening where you're like using tools, and she uses the guy's necktie to like strangle him and shit. I'm
in
like,
a creative way.
In a
like
creative
I've
way.
seen someone strangled with their necktie before, and when I saw it in this movie, I was like, oh, I haven't seen it like this.
Yeah.
Even though I probably have,
which
is what you want.
But
it
there was
fresh.
Yeah, there was more focus on. I think like she, like whips him on the ground and then wraps him around the neck on
all
the floor,
kinds of stuff,
all the things.
I
but
feel like
she's great.
The fighting in this really impressed me. That's one of the reasons I'm like, let's give it a sequel. Because like they can update, they can have a little better wardrobe, they can have a little better writing. But you go to an action movie because you want to see the fighting and you want to see them looking good. Even if they're not like at the front of fashion, you want to see them looking good, being sharp and like getting fighting done and like conquering and all of that. I felt like the core of a good action film was good and captured. And the core of like why we would want to see a female ensemble action film was captured. And that's for that reason I'm in. And I'm like, give us a sequel, make this a thing. Like I want to see this, like a group of people doing this thing. Although I don't know, are they all a bit too famous to make multiples of these? I think they could do it in an Ocean's 11 way, just do a few. I'm just in. Like I would love it if like a decade from now they're like, oh, we're doing the next 355 and like it's different actors and it's like a thing. There needs to be a thing like this.
Yes.
And this could be it.
This could be it. I know. I really hope that like.
And if this isn't it, get the one that's it already.
I know.
We're due. We're expired.
I mean, we've been talking about Atomic Blonde should be a thing. Like,
Atomic Blonde was almost a thing, and we don't know what happened.
All these, it keeps happening like that. Like, I mean, with this one, we'll see. We'll see. It just came out last night. today. It came out today.
Yeah. But I love the fight choreography. And what I really love about it is it felt like, even though there are all these skills that were necessary, obviously, it felt realistic to me. It felt like if you were a spy out in the field, especially with their like body types and training and background, like each of them felt really accurate, like what they were doing. The fact that they were so creative with some of the ways they fought felt
there was creative choreography.
so creative. It felt not only realistic, but like when you're a woman and you're just frankly a little less strong than some men, like these women aren't bodybuilders. Yeah. There are some ways you're going to be a little more creative than others. And I felt like all of that was dead on.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah. They paid attention to that.
Yeah. Sure. It was like beyond believable. It was like, this makes me like the way they do it even better than the way anyone else would do it.
Yeah. You know, that I thought, in the first scene when they, not first, but like the part in Paris where they meet up at the cafe and they're like, she starts chasing Diane Kruger. Jessica Chastain's chasing Diane Kruger. The shooting, okay, first of all, she's an amazing shot, but a lot of the times it feels like unrealistic. Like, oh, how are they like shooting in front of in a crowd of like civilians everywhere and like not, you know, gonna hit like bystanders. And then she does this thing where she's going, Diane Kruger is running away on a motorcycle. She shoots the lamp above her. Yeah. You know, like
so the lamp crowd crashes right in front of the motorcycle.
Yeah, blocks her motorcycle path instead of like trying to shoot her in the middle
through a crowd of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little things like that. And she takes the time to set up the shot, like when she's going through down to, it's not like just willy-nilly shooting everything. There is that at the end.
There's that in inappropriate ways. Like at the end when it's literally like a free-for-all of like all these people trying to kill each other. Yeah. It makes sense that would happen. But and there are like 40 guns. Yeah. So like it's going to happen.
Yeah. But yeah, I like how she takes the time and she's, you know.
It just feels like she's not just being
she's
like
trained.
An action hero. She's like, I'm trying to get this person. Yeah. What do I have to do to execute that mission? Yeah. Yes, and so she goes for it. And I love that when I have rarely seen an action movie where people are running after each other and jumping over things in the road in a way that feels realistic.
Exactly.
I don't think I've ever seen a woman do it in an action movie. And in this action movie,
dress on
multiple times, she's like running and something is pushed in her way. She leaps over it. Yeah. I love that she comes out of a crowd of people and there's a guy moving really slow in front of her and she just pushes into the ground.
We laughed so hard.
So funny, but also like real.
Yeah.
And okay, like I'm for it. I'm not like, oh, how funny she's being a bitch. I'm like, how funny, but she's saving everyone. So get out of the damn way.
Yeah, exactly.
I just love it. Mm-hmm. And it didn't come across too comical. It came across appropriately comical, but still real.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
All of that, so good.
Yeah. Good action.
I also had to look up how short she is because whenever they stand together, I'm like, those are really high heels. And you're about at the same height.
How tall is she?
She's 5'4", according to
height.
Google.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your height. Mm-hmm. Okay, so she is short.
She is small. Yeah. And Diane Kruger must be like 5'8".
She's got to be tall. I'm 5'7".
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like how tall of a heel? Yeah.
Yeah.
Penelope's got to be a lengthy girl. I think we knew that. I don't think we ever saw the shoes of the Chinese woman, so she could be any height.
She could be 6 feet tall.
Yeah, no. Lupita, I don't know if I really remember seeing her shoes either.
She wore a lot of sneakers, actually.
Oh, yeah. And she would, I feel like, character-wise, be less in heels, so.
Yeah. Also, her wardrobe fits her.
All of the wardrobes, I feel like, really well aligned. Mm-hmm. Overuse of black, but in an appropriate way that I like. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so that's a green dress.
Okay, what's your my 4? Number, I think it's 3, right? Yeah, my 3.
Yes.
Black turtleneck, black leather pencil skirt, Jessica Chastain.
That's my 4.
Last scene. Oh, okay. Yes.
I kind of wish the pencil skirt was something more interesting.
I agree.
It was like,
can I tell you, the hem kind of pissed me off. There was like a moment when she sat
First of all, that sentence brings me to life. The hem kind of pissed me off. Dude, if that wasn't so many words, that'd be our title. Here now. Fantastic.
What's it called? It's just that leather and stuff is hard to hold shape and work with.
Leather needs to be a certain way.
Yeah, exactly. To look good. And there was just a little bit too much like bunchiness and like
I was like, is this purposeful? Because I don't.
Exactly. It could have been a little bit neater. But you know, as an outfit, it's very timeless. Like she looks great. Black turtleneck is always a killer item for me.
And she fucking murders this black turtleneck. She wears it when they're doing the gun, she wears a black turtleneck when they're gunning down in the hotel as well.
Yeah.
And I almost picked that instead of this because it's just basically that black turtleneck with black pants. But she has she has a belt full of ammo on that I think makes it look so cool. But you really barely see that outfit. Like it just looks like a realistic version of a cat suit, like black top. That looks like what I wore on the airplane coming here, basically.
What you're wearing right now, basically.
Actually, oh my God, very close to what I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
So I love that part, but I love the trench that goes with it. And she wears the trench in the final scene with the skirt. So I picked that one.
Yes, the trench. That was on men for me, but yeah.
The trench is technically in that outfit, so you've selected it.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. I love that she rewears things. Like she's wearing that trench throughout. It's like her trench. It's not like...
Yeah, because they're traveling everywhere and shit.
We know, we have discussed the pet peeve of just like having so much wardrobe just show up that doesn't make sense.
Where did they get those outfits, Inspector? Like when did they have a whole new wardrobe when they get to Morocco?
It's like the only answer is like the villain gave it.
Yeah, or that.
No, he didn't. Also, like we have seen them show up with luggage, and I know what size that luggage is. That was not in there.
No way 10 evening gowns were in there and a full press suit.
No way, Jose. Am I spitting this shit out? It tastes like fruit.
Okay, you're number 4.
That was my 4.
Oh, that's right. That
although, now that I say it, maybe technically my 4 will be in the fighting scene earlier because I love that ammo belt.
Yeah.
And then we have separates. So I'm changing it. My 4
is the one you just saw.
is like same top. The top is what stands out. Not only are turtlenecks fantastic, she fucking wears that. Mm-hmm. I feel like I was watching it and I just started feeling myself being like, oh, maybe I should get a turtleneck. Yeah, I should buy another turtleneck. Turtlenecks are great.
Yeah, turtlenecks. It's called turtlenecks.
When somebody sells something like that, you're like, yeah, they're selling it.
Yeah. It looked great. My number 4 then is shit. This is something that there's no pictures of. Maybe
Your number 4 is shit.
Maybe I can't pick it.
Well, let's just talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Maybe I have to move it to honorable mention. So the villain in this movie.
The villain's first outfit?
No, his last outfit. Wait, is it the same as the first outfit?
No.
It's similar.
No.
The suit. Oh, no, you're thinking the very first outfit.
I wanted to pick his very first outfit. That was
there's
my...
like fucking no pictures of this
probably
ever.
my favorite thing is his first outfit.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm trying to remember it. He's wearing a Columbia setting or something.
It's in Columbia. And I don't remember what color his pants were, but they were not denim. And the undershirt is like... something that leans toward a linen, like some generally lighter, and like I felt like a lighter, like beige greenish, but most importantly, the jacket he's wearing is a suede, like olive green, collared, but like straight. I don't know what the cut is. If it's just like a straight jacket, like not like straight jacket,
not a straight jacket, like
not a
like
bomber, not a suit cut, just like a box,
but
in a way that like looks tailored, looks nice, and just that like olivey suede, not too thick. It just laid on there like it was a thin layer, but suede, and you're like, oh, that's not a thin layer, that's nice and dense.
Oh, okay.
With like a linen-y underneath. I was just like, oh,
he had actually some good wardrobe.
I hope so. He was a wealthy boy.
Exactly, he was wealthy, and you can see his like home
wealthy and stealthy.
So stealthy. There are no fucking pictures of him that we can find on the internet. So it was Jason Fleming was the villain in this, and in the end he wears a gray suit. And I liked it.
And that was your pick.
Yeah, it was a nice tailored gray suit that was there aren't pictures, so I'm trying to remember it. I think
That's
it was
how I feel.
Yeah, it was Czech
Republic.
It was Czech Republic. No, Czech Banana Republic. No, I think it was
Czech Banana Republic. I wonder if it's on there. Actually, the suede thing I just described is probably on Banana Republic. So
probably
it's very
it
could be. Let's check Banana Republic.
I was gonna say it was probably like a window pane or some kind of maybe Glen check or some kind of texture on the suit.
Someday we need to break down what all those are.
We can. I would have a ball just talking about different suit wool patterns. But
wool patterns, the podcast.
Presented by DTK.
Oh my God. I love that.
Okay, so maybe I need to pick another one, but whatever.
If we find the picture in the next couple hours by the time this goes live, I'll put it in there. Otherwise, we'll leave both of them as on men's.
Yeah, okay. Okay, what's your last one?
My last one is Penelope Cruz's final outfit. I just like the suede jacket.
Oh, you love suede.
And
Okay.
I also think it's like I do love suede. I think she just wears it really well. Honestly, like on
almost
me,
everything.
maybe it wouldn't look great, but I just love it on her. I love the color. I really am a texture queen. I'm like, if you can't tell by now, I'm heavily a texture queen. So like the fact that suede is a fun texture, like I'm in. Give it to me.
Cute. She's wearing it
The
with
cut could be more modern.
a white tank top. Yeah,
it looks like something I would have thrifted more than something I would buy in a store.
Yeah, that actually is accurate.
Which I don't love.
And then that medium blue wash jeans.
Oh,
Very
I don't really
basic
like
jeans.
anything else. I'm picking it specifically for the jacket and the glasses I think are cool. Like the bag is fine. The color is cool. And that's it.
Okay. My number 4, I could switch it out to Lupita's boyfriend's outfit that we first see him in, which is also a very basic men's blazer, unbuttoned collared shirt kind of look. But I think he's got like a vest. Oh, no, maybe not. That's just shadows.
Well, more importantly, he's damn gorgeous.
He's handsome.
Holy shit.
Yes.
I'm like, where did they find him and how
know.
has it taken so long?
Yeah.
Why isn't he the thing I look at the whole time?
I know. That
beautiful.
So sad.
I'm like, if you make a film with him as a love interest,
Leading
like a lead
man.
love interest, like something that's really sweet and heartfelt, I might break watching like that. My gosh. If he's like a good actor, and so far he seems good, and you put him in some kind of like lovey love story, oof.
Yeah, he's very handsome. I thought so too.
Imagine someone's listening to this and they're like, oh really? I didn't think so.
Shoot.
I'm sure that exists. I didn't even consider someone not thinking he was hot.
His name is Raphael Akluk. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Akluk?
Yeah, Acloque. I'm just checking what else he's in. He was in Allied, that Marion Cotillard.
What language? Allied, cool. Oh, yeah. I should watch that again. What language were they speaking to each other? It was Arabic, I thought. Or some version of Arabic?
Yeah. I was trying to pick that up too.
By version of Arabic, I mean like there are different dialects and stuff.
There are, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And like Farsi is similar but not Arabic. Like something that sounds Arabian is what I mean. Because her name sounds like more Muslim, and clearly she
Khadija.
Speaks. What is it in Morocco? Arabic,
yeah.
But it's a certain
kind,
dialect, like a French Arabic or something. I don't know.
They do speak French, Arabic, and my friend was saying when you go into anywhere,
I know they speak French
in
there.
Morocco, they greet you in the 3 languages
all
every
3?
time. Yeah, like
That's
you walk into
fun.
a store and they'll say all 3.
That's cool.
I know.
And Japan,
cool.
they just all greet you. Every person in the store. Every single person. Irashimasu. If there are 10 people working there. Irashimasu, 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 irashimasu.
It means like welcome in.
It's wonderful, but it's kind of like that Zoom call, especially if you Zoom party call, especially if you just walk into a store. You know the pressure you feel when you go into a store and you decide not to buy anything and you're the only one in there.
Yeah,
and you like
and
walk back out
addressed
again,
you,
and they're all
staring you.
Wow, it's never been more awkward or intense than that in Japan. In Tokyo, you walk into a small store, you're the only one, and they're all just like, staring, and every single one went irashimasu, staring you in the eyes. You heard it from like 6 people. You're like, thank you.
Okay, bye. I'm leaving.
I am now. I literally just wanted to look at the one thing in the mirror and the window, and it wasn't the thing I wanted. I gotta leave now. I'm so sorry. Like I just feel like I need to get down on my knees and do that like knife suicide moment. Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to buy something.
Okay, wait. Did you say your last outfit?
Exaggerating.
Yes. That was
your fun.
Did you say your 5th?
That was my 5th. Penelope. I'm not super happy with any of my choices. I feel like they're all like good.
Yeah.
But the movie is a collective. They look great.
Yeah.
They're so appropriate.
Okay, my last outfit pick is I can't remember his name, but Jessica Chastain's boyfriend.
Stan.
Wait, that's his real name though, isn't it?
That's his real name has a Stan in it.
I don't remember his character name. Nick was his character name.
I remember that.
I didn't remember that.
Oh,
Sebastian
she says
Stan.
Nick a few times.
Yeah, I think she does, but I also forgot.
She says it like this. Nick. Doesn't that sound familiar, Alma? Come on. Nick.
But his last outfit, which I believe is
Yeah.
when
Knit
he's
sweater.
just a plain, is it navy or black?
I think it's navy.
Navy.
And I loved that outfit. It's navy because we see him in the sun when he's walking into the house.
Yeah.
And so it's a little brighter and you
Yeah.
can see the naviness.
Yes, I liked that it was navy. And it's a crew neck sweater, just a simple crew neck sweater. Is he wearing jeans with it even? I don't even know.
Black. The pants are black. I don't think they're jeans,
Okay.
but I guess they could
Even
be.
better. I hope they're not jeans.
No, they look more like not jeans to me.
Yeah, I hope they're not jeans. And he just looks great in a simple, well-fitting knit sweater, you know, very basic, but he looks clean and
He looks wonderful.
yeah, he looks wonderful.
I love that outfit. I'm glad you picked it. I kind of forgot it existed.
I did too until you sent me the pictures. But yeah, I like that. And I didn't want to pick another girl outfit because
you're the
they're
man
all
queen.
kind of good. Man queen. I'm
You're
the man queen
the
for
man
sure.
queen of the podcast.
Yeah. Any honorable mentions real quick before we do keep kills?
Of the few pictures that there are online, there are a bunch from this one scene with Jessica Chastain and Nick, Sebastian Stan, and I feel like this is a cut scene. She's wearing a blue sweater and he's wearing a leather jacket. And I saw quite a few things that felt cut. And like when we listened to the trailer, the line where she says, "We are the 355."
Yeah,
I don't think that's in the movie.
I don't think so either.
I feel like a lot of stuff is cut, which always every movie cuts a lot, obviously, but it just makes me curious about like, are there different ways this could have gone? Is there other, like, for example, in that first scene where we establish their relationship, or the first few scenes in which their relationship is established, I felt like the pacing was a little off. Like they just really jump into it.
They do. Yeah.
And I like the concept of jumping into
Me
it, but I
too.
don't feel like it was executed really well.
Agreed.
Like it
Okay,
felt
we'll talk about
jarring
this.
rather than feeling like, oh, I'm being let in
Like
suddenly to
little
an intimate
clues.
spot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it was
yeah.
just like, oh God. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because of cut scenes, because clearly this is a scene where they're
you're right.
romantic
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Like there must have been more establishing of them
That's
stuff.
the thing. Like this
would have helped.
I kind of like when they don't give so much background for like the first 30 minutes of the movie, you know?
Yeah, me too, but only if it's done well.
Yeah, exactly. And then so the problem that you have with this is there's so many characters and you get very little background story on each of them, and I didn't feel attached to anyone. Like I didn't feel like
they could have gotten us more attached to any of them.
Exactly. Like even Jessica Chastain, besides that, I guess her main thing and main motive is that it's the boyfriend who kind of turns.
You know, when she describes her family situation to Diane Kruger for a quick minute in one scene, she says it so fast and weirdly. Like
I don't remember what she said.
lays it out in such a, like she's not being just like open and clear about it. She's being kind of like, I don't know how to describe this, but when people use more professional and vague and like strange words to say something rather than just being like, I like you. You know, being like, I kind of felt a thing when one time we looked in the mirror towards each other and I feel that thing resisting into my heart. Like, okay. Or just say, I like you.
Yeah.
Like, and that says a lot about the character, right? Which dialogue is important. And I felt like the way she said that, it might have helped the character, but more so it was just like, just give it to us straight. Like this is meant to be a moment where you guys are bonded and intimate.
Yeah.
So like, give it to us straight.
Sure.
You don't need to. I didn't feel like it helped, and I do feel like it didn't help. Both. So
so I feel like I like my not connected, but like I felt the most sympathy for Penelope Cruz's character because she was the only one that you had like family and like stuff about the background more, you know.
I think it's still set. I think what I was gonna say about it being what do you call it with multiple people? I forget.
Ensemble?
An ensemble.
Yeah.
God damn. What I like about it being an ensemble, and I feel like that is important, is that you have a Spice Girls type of situation where like you pick one that you identify with. And so I don't think you need as much background when you have like a Spice Girls thing, especially when you're establishing how they're connected to each other.
Yeah.
Not to say it wouldn't be nice to have more background, or if there were sequels and stuff, if we could then get more background, vital. But like, I don't think you need it as much for this type of thing.
I agree.
because that's how you connect to them. You're like, oh, this is the one that's like me.
Yeah.
But because of that, I think that's accurate. The fact that Penelope Cruz is the one that you connected most to, I think says more about you than that character.
Yeah. It felt imbalanced. Like we got a lot more about her stuff and not the rest. But also they don't have a lot of rest. Like Diane Kruger.
We did get.
But I like how you learn about Diane Kruger stuff. Like she had a dad who was a spy who turned.
I think we learned
a lot.
I connected most with Diane Kruger, and I think we learned most about her, and I think that says more about me.
Yeah,
because
she was the only
more
other
like
one.
Emotional trauma. No, that sounds weird, but like emotional past wise, I think I am most gonna connect to her.
Yeah.
Not that I had literally her. I don't have a spy dad who I did that stuff to, but you know what I mean. Yeah. And like I'm not in a family situation at all. Like I'm not married. I don't got kids, none of that. And like you don't have kids, but being married is a big part of your life. So like it would make sense that family connection and your connection to your family is big and significant. You have a much larger family than I do, all that.
But the part that got me the most was when they shot Lupita Nyong'o's handsome boyfriend.
Dude, seriously.
It's like, not him. Yeah.
Also, that's still what sticks with me when I look back at the film. I'm like, how will she ever get over that?
Right?
She fully, like, life happens, but it is her fault. So it's going to be really hard for her to continue living happily.
Yeah. No, I thought about that too. And it was a little bit fleeting. Like, yeah, they were in the action moment. It makes sense. Like they had to get shit done right after. And I liked that it was shocking. Yeah. And then after when her and Jessica Chastain are saying goodbye, I was like, come on. I mean, you saw a moment in her face like, oh, this was tough, but I need more.
I kind of wish, just for the ease of an audience in a simply 2-hour length story, if they would have established them as like maybe a little less close. Like clearly they live together, but also he had the whole thing where he's like, you never introduced me to your friends. So I got the feeling like, well, they can't be that close. It's not like they're engaged if he doesn't even know her friends and things like that. But he does know that she was a spy before. So that's something.
That comment was more like, you don't have friends. I thought.
Oh.
I saw it as like, you don't have friends. And then this girl your colleague is like the one. Yeah.
I heard it more as.
It's a newer relationship.
You're very like closed. No, not newer relationship. Okay. Just closed. Like you're really close.
Yeah.
And I just naturally think if you're close enough to like something like marriage with someone, you're going to be less really close.
Yeah. Also that.
But it was just a casual comment.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't give it that much weight.
Same.
Just like collectively, I wish that seemed like they were a little less. You know who it really reminded me of is the relationship between Sandra Oh in Killing Eve and her husband. It really felt like that. Where like, he's a sweet guy. She's leaving him at home. She feels bad about it. She shouldn't be, but she has to chase this thing.
Yeah, totally.
And he's just innocent bystander and gets like fucked up in the mess of it.
Oof. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Great show.
Man.
Should we talk Keeping Kills?
Okay. You go first.
Okay. So I actually have a question for you maybe first. Is there any one wardrobe, like person's wardrobe you like the most?
Not Lupita.
Agreed.
Just because I felt like it fit her so well, but I am not like her style-wise.
She wore some ugly things.
Really?
I thought, yeah.
I didn't think any of it was ugly. I just thought.
I hated her sweater vest than the first time you meet her.
I mean, I didn't love it. I feel like it definitely could have fit. You know what I feel like for her clothes? It could have fit better.
Oh,
I feel like
like tailored wise, or you mean character wise?
Tailored wise, okay. Yeah, tailored wise. Yeah, I feel like they fit the character really well, but I felt like it's almost like, to be straight up, like tailored for more of a basic white girl's body, and like now you put it on Lupita, who's got
hips,
ass for days, hot as shit, and like it wasn't as much tailored to her, and she's clearly wealthy and all this, like, she could have something that fits her.
That's true.
Better,
very much so.
Mostly in like things around the waist, like the top through to the waist. I feel like things fit the butt pretty well, but getting to the butt, it was like, and I have that problem because I always have a little bigger butt and a smaller waist, and like, that's a struggle. Clothing shopping wise. Shout if you can relate. Shout out loud right now if you can relate, please.
I would say I think Diane Kruger's whole wardrobe is so basic and like separatable. Separates lots of just tops and jeans.
And so
and
accurate to her character again.
And lots of boots. I'm like, oh, I actually would keep her wardrobe.
I could see that.
Yeah. So I'm picking her wardrobe
Penelope
to keep.
Cruz I would not keep because it's not my taste.
Yeah.
Individual items I would borrow from her, but I'm not like a button down person.
Yeah, no.
I'm not even, and her suit jacket and the first time we see her is so pretty on her.
Oh my God, yes.
I almost picked that.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
It looked great on her, but I wouldn't have worn it with jeans.
I wouldn't have worn it ever. I just don't wear that kind of thing. So I'm
I feel
great,
like
but
they tried specifically to separate her outfit wise from the rest of the girls. Like they're all wearing black in the last scene except for her. Like I was like, damn, they like could have just put them all in black outfits. Like 4 out of 5 of them were in black outfits.
I see that though. I like that.
And like because she's the mom. I don't know. Like if that's the
she's
reasoning.
Just very emotionally different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Her character's quite different.
Yeah.
I like all those choices, but again, I wouldn't pick her out her closet either. And Bing Bing fan or fan Bing Bing, however it is kind to
Bing Bing,
say it. Bing Bing.
Yeah.
I would not pick her wardrobe.
Yeah, same. It's very tight. No, it's very formal. Very formal.
It just felt very like hopefully appropriate to the character.
Yeah, it does seem very appropriate to the character to me.
Fashionable Chinese.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love some Asian fashion. Like I love Korean fashion. I love Thai fashion. Japanese fashion I mostly really love. But like Chinese fashion, I've yet to see something that I personally super resonate with. I love Australian fashion. Mostly British fashion I love. But there's still some places where like, you know, it's just my taste. The types of cuts and textures and stuff are less what I like. And I feel that way about Chinese fashion.
I just think it was, again, hitting those trends of the time, like the caped sleeves, you know, those sleeves with the slits that I'm talking about her red dress that she wears.
Her red wedding
dress
that she wore in Game of Thrones when she got murdered at her wedding.
But it has those long floor length cape style sleeves
with the like
strong shoulder, very like Balmain 2012. Or 15. I don't know.
Exactly.
You know, like a few years ago, Balmain style or Yves Saint Laurent. And it's funny because you see the strong shoulder coming back now. It's like that's how long that trend has already been around and kind of died and then is coming back.
That's a good point. But it's coming back different.
It is coming back differently. It is different. But yeah, it was just a very of the time thing and it's only a few years ago, but nowadays with like Instagram and shit, fashion changes so fucking quick. That already felt old.
Like, just think about this. Imagine how cool it would have been to see this and to see, we have a fashion group chat on Instagram. I'm just going to spoil it and see some of those like recent things we've sent in the group chat. Like even those outfits that are made out of like the stretched out looking bits of fabric with like the pearls between them and stuff. Imagine if someone wore something with that type of an inspiration. Oh,
for now would be really cool.
Like
but
if we
imagine
saw that
seeing
now,
that like 5 years later, or 3 years later.
That's my point. Like that
dated.
stuff has been around long enough. It could have been in the movie. Like those things were there.
Yeah, true.
That first got popular and like made the rounds Instagram style over a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And that means if it was making the rounds by then, it existed before then, but that was some forefront fashion.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, although I'm not like upset by the things they're wearing, if I imagine if it was something a little bit more, oh my God, great, cool front line. Yeah. That'd be cool. And I feel like I get that might not be appropriate in their day-to-day wear. Like they're not fashion designers. And I know that that's like a thing in action movies, but I think just having them look good is most important, like we said.
But you could sprinkle something.
Well, I was going to say, but when they do the scene, like, for example, at the evening event, like, that would have been a moment for, like, they probably just went and got those dresses for that event because they're like, shit, we got to do this thing. We're in Hong Kong. What a great moment to have really, like, front-of-the-line Hong Kong fashion even.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Shanghai, I think. Hong Kong?
Oh,
Shanghai.
Sorry. Which, I don't know. Shanghai. Shit. We've been talking about Hong Kong a lot lately.
I could be wrong.
I probably just have it in my head. No, I think you're right, Shanghai. Or like there could be one character who's more fashionable than the others. I know. And then you could get like a taste of that and get even more like variety in who they are and all that.
I think kind of the Bing Bing character was more that, but
I just think she's more Chinese in her style.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait. wardrobe wise, didn't finish my
Yes.
Diane Kruger. I liked her stuff a lot, but I think if I had to pick one person, I'd probably pick Jessica Chastain. I don't know. It's between the two of them. I think the big difference between the two of them is like one is more suit jackets and one is more sweatshirts.
Oh, I think she wears dresses and skirts, Chastain.
I think
Diane Kruger
Chastain is wearing a suit
all.
jacket in almost every single scene. It might be every single outfit is a suit jacket, except for the dress, of
trench
course.
coat or jacket.
Well, you know what I mean, like a tailored
jacket for sure.
I think that's a part of her look is that she's like a little bit more adult,
professional,
pulled together, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then she experiments a little bit more inside of that versus Kruger is like black. I
know,
black.
which feels like very on the nose Berlin also, like black on black on black.
Feels on the nose character too.
Yeah.
She's like, no.
I'm alone and I'm on my own and let me be hidden and all those things. Yeah.
And also like, I'm just wearing whatever shit. I'm getting the job done.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot.
I like that they were wearing hoodies in the last raid outfit. They're just like wearing hoodies and sweatpants and shit, or like comfy pants.
Yeah.
It looks like normal.
I feel like their outfits were really
ready to
appropriate.
fight.
Yeah, to locations and stuff. But I think the reason I picked Chastain's, even though there's some stuff I wouldn't go with, the like turtleneck as a basic, as opposed to like
a muscle tee,
as opposed to like a muscle tee / sweatshirt as a basic.
Yeah.
I would prefer.
I feel you on that for sure.
Although I love a muscle tee and a sweatshirt.
Yeah, I like both.
And I feel like it's less jeans and more pants.
That's true.
With Chastain. And
yeah, skirts also.
I'm pretty over jeans.
Yeah, me too.
That's
since
what pandemic
2020.
did.
Exactly. Pandemic killed the jeans, man.
Pandemic killed jeans. It damn did, though. You're only going to see it on horseback riders now. I'm just joking.
Cowboys.
But like, am I? No, I am.
No.
Keep and kill. Do we do them?
Well, so I said keep would be maybe just Diane Kruger's stuff.
I literally don't know on my keep. My keep is...
You can take the suede coat.
I wrote...
Just one item.
Turly neck? Question
there
mark
you go.
For my keep.
Turly neck.
I don't know. It's the only thing that when I watched the movie, I was like, I think I need to go home and own one. It's probably why I'm wearing this today. I'm wearing a black mock neck with black pants, long sleeved. So, you know, I dressed up. Oh, my other keep, my alt keep, maybe I'll go with this, was Lupita's purple eye makeup.
Oh my God, yes.
It's like,
her makeup was, I mean, a lot of them were on point, but I liked her lip color a lot of the time. Her eye makeup was great.
I
her
thought all their makeup
hairstyles
in that scene was interesting to look at. I was enjoying looking at all their makeup in that scene, but all of it felt old. It all felt like, oh, instead of being like, oh, that's a cool look that I haven't tried yet, it was like, that's a cool look that I've already been wearing for a decade, which I still like, but it didn't feel fresh or new. It really feels like this movie was shot so long ago.
You know, probably was.
It might have been. What if it was shot like 2018 or something?
It might have been
2017.
I don't know.
Could be. This kind of movie, I feel like gets caught up in red tape easily. And you know,
and can get.
Yeah, I have thoughts about. Well, let's do our kills real quick.
Okay. Lupita's knit vest.
Yeah, I knew it. I figured it. Mine is also has a question mark on it. Bing Bing's like black suit with a white top. It just looked like.
Is that the last?
Boring.
No.
Straight up. I don't think there's a picture of it.
Oh, okay.
She's wearing it when they kill her dad.
That. Okay.
It's just kind of like, it doesn't form her well. It's just like so whatever. But I think it's also a little bit Chinese in silhouette. So I'm like, okay, but not for me. So I get to kill it.
I thought her last suit was kind of interesting. Like, it's not anything I would ever wear, but it's more like art. Like, I feel like it looks like a McQueen item or something.
I feel like that is more of the like Chinese style of fashion brought into this movie.
I also agree.
Correctly.
I agree. Yeah.
So I agree for that.
Everything on her, except I can't remember that black suit you mentioned, but everything else was tailored beautifully on her.
It was like crisp, but just it was tailored in a kind of like Asian fashion way where it's like more kind of boxy almost on purpose.
That I think was the strong shoulder trend though. Like, but
no, it didn't
also
have too much of a shoulder. I'm talking about the black.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
In general, I feel like she definitely did a lot of strong shoulders.
Yeah. And Anyway, I have a couple things to say.
Yes.
One, this has been bothering me from minute one, and I've bit my damn tongue off trying not to tell you.
Tell me.
What is the damn deal with this like filter situation they had on her? Bing Bing fan.
Wait, like
every shot of her, I was paying insane attention because I saw
the
first scene she's in.
Maybe
I see this and I was like, oh, maybe it's just this scene, like they had to do reshoots or something's weird, it doesn't match. Or my first thought, because I have heard things about actors, especially coming from a different culture, like Chinese filmmaking is very different than American, and she's such a huge star. And I've heard this about maybe even her, but like people in that arena before. It's like a vague memory, is that they'll have things written to their contract about the way they need to look, right?
Yeah.
Like people like Madonna have that too. I'm being hypothetical here. I don't know technically Madonna, but I just mean people who are
of that caliber,
in a certain way. Yeah, like tend to have a certain, like, this is how I'll be shot. And I think I've concluded it has to be that, because in every single shot of her, it's a very specific like color grading and lighting. And I think it took me out of the movie for sure. It does not match with anyone else.
Yeah, she looks like less natural, more ethereal, but
not just ethereal, just like different.
That for sure.
Sucks.
Like doesn't quite fit the scenery or the place.
Yeah. And like,
I
to be honest, it started to annoy me by the end of the movie, because I was thinking like, I understand contracts of this sort, but like, not only is this an ensemble, it's not like she's the like queen most famous person in a smaller movie, in which case, okay, maybe she looks a little different and that feels differently. She's meant to be one of these many, and it just makes me feel kind of emotionally like, oh, was she just not cool with like being herself the way the others were? Like, not that I actually am thinking these thoughts, but it took me out in a way where I'm like, what's the fucking deal? Like, get someone who doesn't need that then. That's bullshit, is kind of how I felt. I don't mean to shit on her at all. She was great, but she also has a really heavy accent that was, for me, really hard to understand.
A bit, yeah.
And I feel like usually with an accent that heavy, there's the question of like, do we subtitle it, or does that feel disrespectful?
Yeah.
And it wasn't subtitled, which I think is fine, but also it was really difficult for me to understand when she was speaking.
Yeah.
And I just wonder...
I was also like, oh, you did well.
Exactly. But I didn't feel like she was this like powerful woman.
No, yeah.
I really didn't. I'm like, she feels like a delicate fucking flower. She has to have a special filter. She can't speak
does feel like a delicate
clearly
flower.
Like, and not in a good way, not in like her character's appropriate way. Like,
there were moments where I felt like it, like the tea
there were
stuff,
definitely moments that were
like
good.
Where I thought like that is a kind of a delicate approach to killing someone, is like,
I didn't see her as a delicate flower in that way. I saw her as a delicate flower emotionally, which I'm not cool with.
Yeah.
For that character, I feel like it's not accurate to that character. I feel like it's also a lot of like lost in translation between Chinese style of filmmaking and American style of filmmaking. Like, having been on sets and different sets internationally, like the way things are created, really, like in almost all the facets, is so different that merging those two together, because she seems like a star who's like clearly very famous in China in her spaces, and she's very used to doing things in that way, and like it, based on literally what it looks like in the movie, there was a bit of a
mismatch, kind
like
of
a separation in that way. And like, I feel like to have a movie do really well, it needs to be like, well, this one is this type of movie, so let's make it this type of movie through and through.
Stay it specific. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, because I think there was some Chinese production company tied to the producer's credits.
I wonder if they had to shoot her or something.
I don't know, maybe. But it looks like, like what I liked about this movie was it was very global. Yeah. Like, they hit up so many countries, and they pulled the agents from all the different countries. Right.
Fucking loved. Like, I think that's a huge thing that I love about this. The Spice Girls quality would not exist enough without that, I think.
Yeah. The diversity is there.
And every time they cut between locations in the theater, Elma and I would do a little dance. Oh my God, we're like, who's next? What's next? We
amazing locations. But I feel like they're doing kind of that thing that Fast and Furious does. Is like they pull in like a famous Indonesian star or like an Asian star from some other country, and then they know it's going to do really well in that country because it's like the biggest person of that country.
Dude, you're right.
And this feels a little bit like that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And I think she's wonderful. And I definitely think she's capable of probably bringing even more power. But it's like stuff gets lost in translation between like, it's art. You're creating art. There are so many hands that are in the clay of making even just the scenes she's in. And everybody really needs to be clearly on the same page. And to have little cultural ebbs and flows, it just separates it. I mean, to be very specific and clear, I'm obviously a very visual person. Like I just talked about, I do photography and I'm a DP and all this stuff. Visually, it felt like they had one of those like kind of like more neutral, I'm going to call it a filter. Could be the way they shot her. Like could be a bunch of different things, but like, what it looked like in the visuals for her shots, specifically in the close-ups. I don't know that they did it as much in the wides, but every time she was alone in a wide, they did this. And side note, tangent, before I even say, they have her alone in so many more shots, I think, because of this, which fucks up the storytelling.
Yeah, that's true.
It might not have been because of this, but it felt like it was because of this. Okay. So, like...
Interesting.
I could be wrong, but I don't know. Like, there are times when she's meant to be more bonded with the group, and she's on her own in shots, which is not how you visual storytelling that.
That's true. Yeah.
And she had those weird filters, and I'm like, I really feel like she's separate, and I just don't think that like, was a good bonding thing for this. Like, she felt emotionally so separate in those ways to me that when she was there in the last scene when they went and got him, I was like, oh, she came too. Until it was like clearly she helped with the literal murder weapon, so to speak. But like before that, I was like, she didn't seem so bonded with the group.
No, you're right.
For that to even make sense.
Doesn't. Yeah, I agree.
But what it looked like visually is it looked like there was like more of a neutral filter. So like it's kind of gives that feeling of like a bit of a haze put over something. Like film images have this. It's been a really popular look lately. And I find in some Asian cinema, specifically like Korean, I think Chinese, there tends to be that like desaturated, like gray haze over the image look, and not haze as in less focused. It's just as sharp, but just like, I don't know how to describe it to someone who maybe doesn't use like Photoshop and stuff, but like just a bit of a like you put like a gray filter over the image almost to like grayscale it out a little.
Desaturate a little bit.
Definitely desaturated and just like everything has a bit of a cloud of overcast over it.
Okay.
I don't know how else to describe that. Like not very, very evenly lit perfectly, but almost not actually, but like in post-production, turning it evenly lit, which is like, no. It's visual and it's not, I don't like it. Yeah. I mean, if it's like the whole movie's that way, great. It's a stylistic choice. Fantastic. I'm there with you. But like just to have random close-ups of her that way. Yeah. And what I thought especially annoyed me is like, you could see in some of the highlights of her face, like a blueness. So like clearly the filter put on or whatever it was, wasn't even to manipulate it to the degree of her contract. I'm assuming here, but I feel like this is probably accurate, to manipulate it to that degree to make her look the way she's, I assume, contracted to look. The color was so messed up that you can see the literal like rim color in the highlights that is like, no.
Yeah, like overdone.
I was like, man, this is too extreme. Like, I don't even have that sharp of an eye for this. I'm not a color grading person, but I have some friends, Ian, he does a lot of color grading. I bet I could show him that shot and he'd be like, this is what happened. XXX, color grading for film. And even like, the shadows and highlights both are weird. Like, this is an action film. It is more contrasty. It is more dark, all this. Yeah. And to talk about that more classically Asian look of cinema is way more light and white and desaturated and not contrasty. So like to try to blend those together and have her look appropriate to this it just, that was my biggest complaint. You know what it felt like? It felt like we were watching Mulan and the Emperor, he's talking, but it's exactly a voiceover. That's what it felt like. I was like, why is the Emperor suddenly not like voiceover and his mouth is moving different than his words. And it's the type of thing like my mom didn't notice, but I noticed.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt about this. My mom wouldn't notice.
Also wouldn't know.
But I definitely noticed.
You noticed that it looks different, but I don't know what. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you noticed. My mom would have no idea. She'd be like, she looked different? Okay, I went on a damn rant. I'm so sorry. I just feel like I wanted to give detail to the description because there would be people who maybe didn't notice as much. And if that's interesting, whatever, here we go. Any other things you have to say about the film?
No, but no, I have nothing else except the last note I made was, I do have something else actually. The last note I made was love the fro pick comb that she used to stop the door.
So much like fun, real creativity.
That's real. Cause I was like, why would she have that? Like, it's like a fro pick style. And I was like, oh yeah, her hair's combed differently. So it makes sense. It's styled differently. She would have that in her purse. Loved like the gadget jewelry. She had a moment in the bathroom at the auction where she sprinkled some like powder onto some pieces of paper to find fingerprints. Like that spy shit. Very
and like
cool.
The cameras being in the necklaces and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a pet peeve moment where Nick pulls off
the necklace from Chastain.
The redhead's necklace. What is her character's name?
Mace,
that's right. Where he yanks a necklace off her neck. It is a damn pet peeve. You cannot rip a necklace off a neck like that, especially not that type of necklace.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Maybe like an old ass clasp, maybe.
Maybe if the metal is corroded.
Yeah. No.
And then she's like, I need that back, like as though she's going to put it back on. Like if he ripped it also, you can't put it back on.
Yeah.
Slut. In a nice way. Slut is a term of endearment between our friends, just for the record. I didn't mean it to sound as aggressive. Terms of endearment.
See episode 2.
Yeah.
Sluts. People
who don't feel that way are like, wow, aggressive. I didn't mean it that way. There's still some action movie pet peeves, but there aren't some that aren't. I think if they did develop this that long ago, if we end up being right, that was like 2017, 2018 they started shooting. Well done, because they're ahead of the game with a lot of like their characters and everything.
That's true. Well, yeah. I love that Diane Kruger was the demolition expert.
Their characters are fantastic. I need to see more of it. I love the ensemble castness of it. And I think having them have different backgrounds is vital, like literally different countries. Vital, incredible. I think if they did a sequel, Bing Bing Fan wouldn't be in it because her character seems like
so
just
separate.
this.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So maybe they would get another person, or they would have. I
think
little
you're
cameos.
I would put my money on that too.
Yeah,
I think you're totally right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anything else?
Into it.
Yeah. Overall, I thought it was fun. It was better than I expected.
Oh, good.
But also pretty like predictable. You're like
very very too predictable.
Even some dialogue, I was like, wait, was that in James Bond's? Like,
remember there's a time I leaned over to you and I was like, and there's a time you said to me what she was going to say next.
Oh yeah.
And there was a time when I said to you what she was going to say next.
Yeah,
and they did.
But there was a line where she says, "We used to be able to see our enemies, and now they're invisible." Yeah. You know, like I mean, that's
not
a common
only James
thing,
Bond,
but yeah, exactly. Just like some generic stuff like that. But I mean,
speaking about technology, like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. One last thing. I loved how she uses a frozen fish to slap someone in the face.
Wonderful. All of the fights were so good.
Fish market scene was really good. Well choreographed.
The fight choreography and the filming of the fight choreography.
The filming was
soaring. Yeah. Like they could win an Oscar if there was like a fight scene category.
Something. Yeah.
For sure. But the other stuff, a bit predictable. The clothing could be fresher.
Yeah.
But it's still interesting and very well suited.
It was a fun watch. It was a fun watch.
Such a fun watch. And I still would want a sequel. I feel like those are simple things to fix. The core of it's good.
I would totally like a sequel.
Yeah, get out of some of those cliches. But you know, if they made a sequel now, the standards are way higher. We just had Phoebe Waller-Bridge write the new James Bond and she made it really interesting and unique, even though it's a classic James Bond. So like I feel like the standard for action films, especially female action films, has jumped up since this would have been in production.
Totally.
So hopefully if they make a sequel, they're going to jump up.
That would be cool. That would be fucking fantastic.
I want it.
Me too.
I don't want to put every man into this basket, but I feel like guys are so much more quick to judge an action movie that's like centered around women And to be honest, I think the statistics are with me, so I don't think I'm alone.
They're more forgiving to men's action movies.
Oh,
is that what you mean?
God, beyond.
Yes.
Beyond more forgiving.
Yeah.
And also quicker to be like, oh, I'm not going to see it. When we started watching this, and I thought at the beginning, especially, I really liked. I mean, I was with it through to the end, but in the beginning, I was like, "Oh my God, this is better than I thought." Like that's when I first
how
had
I felt
that feeling.
too. Yeah,
And immediately I thought, why didn't the guys come? Like, why didn't all these guys who happen to have a free night that we had mentioned would maybe come or whatever? Coincidence, but because of that, it was on my mind, and I'm like, man, I know a good portion of those dudes, and they love action movies and things like that. Like, but they would have. Why would they not come to this? Part of me, I guess, before that thought like, oh, maybe there were some reviews I hadn't read, or maybe there was some insight they have about this movie that I didn't know. But once I started seeing it, I'm like, man, this is like definitely equal to most of the action movies that they would be happy to go and see in theaters, except that starring a man leading role, and this is starring women leading role. And that like pissed me off, if I'm being honest. That hem pissed me off.
That hem fucking pissed me off, girl. Unwrinkle that leather hem.
That's how I feel to these guys.
Yeah.
Let me unwrinkle your leather hem and bring you to this damn movie. You know what I mean? Just like, man, why is that?
Right,
like, can you open your damn mind?
You know, I think if there was just enough of this content, it would be like,
I agree. Yeah. I mean, I think statistically that's true. I don't think that's an opinion.
Exactly.
It's fact.
It's like it's rare that we see full female action movies, and
and it still is like a thing like that. I don't know. Like, man, there is still that divide. Yeah, and I just want it to be done. But all right. Also, this movie definitely gets a pass in the representation category. Yeah. We give movies, when we remember to, a pass fail in representation. This one gets a pass from me.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope you enjoyed the movie if you watched it. And if you didn't, hearing about it with spoilers, sorry. We're trying a new thing where we're posting on our Dressed to Kill Instagram account at Dressed to Kill Pod a question box so that you can let us know what you think about the movies we've covered before they come out, or before our episode comes out. And if we have time, if we haven't pre-recorded, we would love to speak them on the podcast. So please let us know what you think. Let's see if we got any takes on this one. Tried it for our first time. Okay, we got one response, but that's not bad. We posted it an hour ago. That's it. The response we got was, did it deserve the 24% on Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, what? Shit. Yeah, I did see it had 4 out of 10
stars
on IMDb. Yeah.
Well, that's really low, but I think you can't really count things like Rotten Tomatoes until you have more people have seen it.
Yeah. Okay. This is what I would say, because I was talking with my friends when they're trying to decide if to come with us.
Let's be specific. Boys.
Yeah. And we're like, okay, let's guess what the rating is. And I was like, okay, I maybe like 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's what I was thinking.
And I was surprised to see that it was, I didn't think it was 24. I thought it was like 40%. 24% is.
Can we look it up real quick?
Yes. Ooh, 23%.
I know it's going down.
It's going down.
It's going down, baby.
So what I would say after seeing the movie, I'd give it like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. A 5 or 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Like 5.5.
Yeah. Yes. I feel like the reasons you go to an action movie covered, they did well.
Yes. I'm not
the other stuff.
Like writing and story, character development, I'm like less paying attention to, but I was really paying attention to fashion, fight choreography, interesting like settings.
Well
and
acted,
stuff like
I think.
Well acted. Great cast. That's
fantastic cast, and they all did really well.
Amazing. Yeah.
And I feel like the writing, it's like bad writing can be unfollowable in an action movie often. I think this was plenty followable. It just wasn't super exciting. Yeah. Like it was just kind of
nothing
like
new.
Tropey. Yeah. Like a little bit stuff we've already seen.
Yeah.
That doesn't take it down too far for me.
I agree.
I thought the characters were so cool. That is what had me most invested. And for me, when I go to a James Bond or a Jason Bourne, it's because of the character. Or Atomic Blonde. It's not just the action, but the character. Like, oh, this person who can do this is doing this. It's like this aspirational. It's like why I would go to a Marvel movie too. Like what an interesting, cool
person
character.
You are. Yeah, totally.
And I feel like this really hit me there.
Yeah.
I was like, cool characters.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I thought Diane Kruger was very cool.
yes, me too. And we got to practice all our languages and be reminded of that.
That's what's cool.
Clearly the two of us are like mega language fans.
Yeah.
We love international shit.
Yeah.
So we're down. Anyway, let us know what you guys thought. And if you want to see pictures of the outfits we chose, go to our Instagram at Dressed to Kill Pod. And even if you didn't like it, let us know why you didn't like it and what's up. We want to hear all the opinions.
Tell us.
We're open.
I know. We love the discussion because there's a lot to discuss.
I mean, clearly we made a podcast about it. We love the discussion. All right. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.